Copeland, and I firmly believe that effective questioning strategies should be the number one teaching and learning activities that educators conduct with their students. I think that teachers can often not fully explore the full variety of different questioning techniques and strategies out there that they can trial with their students. So, for example, questions can be used to ascertain prior knowledge and understanding of learners. Questions are a fantastic diagnostic tool for formative assessment. And that's what I tend to see questions being used, more frequently for. However, let's not forget that you can also teach through questions. Questions can be probing or developmental, and they promote a much wider and deeper understanding for students. Questions can be higher order and really challenge critical thinking. Questions can also be used as a reflective tool as well, or to problem solve before a workshop or a practical. Questions can help students to reflect on the learning that they're either going to do in the future or learning that they've just conducted in the classroom setting. I think in order for a teacher to be an effective practitioner at questioning, they really need to spend some time creating the conditions of questioning. And what I mean by that is that having a calm and safe classroom environment, but where students feel challenged and that there is an expectation that every lesson they are going to be able, or they're going to have to ask questions or answer questions with their peers and with their teachers. And if those conditions can be created successfully and a teacher feels confident in trialling different questioning techniques and strategies, then questioning is the most important tool in a classroom or workshop environment to get the most out of your students every single lesson. I'm always wanting to try new methods of questioning in the classroom and just see how my students respond to it and see how effective they really are. So in the last academic year, I trialled Think, Pair and Share, Hinge questions, Pause, Pose, Pounce, Bounce, Show Me, Tell Me, Convince Me, and I even had a go at teaching through questioning as well, which was a challenge, but I really enjoyed it and so did my students. Right, so the purpose of a hinge question is it can be used at absolutely any stage in the lesson to check understanding and progress of students. So you would choose what we call a hinge point. So usually before you want to work out if you can move on to something else, if everybody's happy, if everybody's understood
what you want.
So what you would do is you would stop the lesson at that natural hinge point and you would pose a question. Ideally, if students could have a mini whiteboard, that's helpful because they can rub it off, but if not, absolutely no problem, use a piece of paper. You ask the question and you get students to hold up the answer. The good thing about that is you're going to get a big sample, as in all students are going to have to hold up the answer. So at first they might be a bit reluctant, but once it becomes common practice in your lessons, they will get used to it. So they hold up their answers so you can see it. You can also see 100% of the class because they're all doing it. And that will then allow you to make a decision. So if all students have understood and they've got the correct answer, you can move on and you're confident that they've understood. If some students have got the answer wrong, then it's up to you as the teacher to decide what the next steps are. So ideally you would bring in an adaptive teaching strategy. So it might be to reteach something. It might be to alter the way that students are working. So maybe pair two together that got the right answer, pair two together that got the wrong answer. It might be to ask some further exploratory questions or do some more demonstration. But essentially you make a decision based on the answers that you get.
Okay, so you could literally, if 2 or 3 got it wrong out of a group, you could put those with those that got it right and they could then liaise with them.
It's a fantastic revision tool. In fact, it's voted the #1 tactic, teaching somebody else.
And the whiteboards, and you've got full participation.
100% sample.
Yes. So you've been tasked with building this corner, What I want you to explain, right down on the paper, what's the purpose of putting this 100mm piece into the corner? Into the corner. What do you think the answer is to that? What's the purpose then? So you've built it into here, look. What's the purpose of putting the 100mm piece into a block in the corner? think about what we've said. Now we've set it out, when we set it out dry, we dry bonded it initially. What's the purpose of your piece in the book? Okay. Right, good. Yeah, so, all the joint is centre of the brick being laid block. So the middle of the block is in line with the joint. So the middle of the block is in line with it. So yeah, in essence, you got that right.
If this is something that you think could work for you or that you want to trial, then please give it a go. There are so many different questioning techniques and strategies out there for a range of different learning purposes. Don't be afraid to try something new.